WordPress is dead. WordPress new successor EmDash CMS has been released by Cloudflare. That's what everyone is reading over the internet, over the Twitter feed, over the LinkedIn, everywhere. And I'm going to give my own verdict that what is EmDash and how you should take it. As the agency owner, we have been building WordPress website and Shopify website since last 10 years. We are a listed Shopify partner. I am a top rated plus freelancer in Upwork, and we also have an agency in Upwork. So I've been building a lot of WordPress website, and I'm going to give my verdict at the end of this video that what personally I think about EmDash. Let's first take a look at the Cloudflare article, which has been circling around over the internet. So that's the article introducing EmDash, successor to WordPress. And the funny thing about this article is that it's written by Matt and co-written by Matt. So there are a lot of Matts. CEO of WordPress is also Matt. And they're saying that WordPress power over 40% of the internet, and they have fixed a lot of issues with EmDash. So the number one issue which I feel with WordPress is that it's the security. So a lot of the share of e-commerce has been taken from WooCommerce, which is the plugin of WordPress, to Shopify. The reason is that business owner really needs to focus on the core things, on the marketing side of thing, on the sales side of thing. Business owner does not want to be involved in the security glitches. He or she, the business owner, does not really want to be in technical difficulties when there is a malware, which usually happens a lot in the WordPress website. The moment you add in a plugin which is affected to malware, your whole website is compromised and it may go down for a few days. And if any e-commerce website goes down for a few days, it's a huge loss because there's a Facebook campaign running behind the scene, Instagram campaign. There are a lot of things which are running behind the scene. So there is no way Shopify website goes down and it does not get any malware. I have been building Shopify stores for a lot of time and that has never happened. But with the WordPress, it has happened a lot. I've been managing with my agency more than 100 plus website of WordPress, and it happens a lot with WordPress. The moment there's a glitch in the plugin, site goes down. The moment there's a malicious file in the hosting, your complete website is compromised. And I think EmDash is going to resolve this issue by creating a separate containers for the plugins. Currently, EmDash is on the beta version. So if you take a look at the EmDash, they have given this playground. So if I click on EmDash playground, it is going to open the backend of the CMS. And you can see it here that it's quite similar to WordPress. Now, I also have installed that locally. I've also tested that locally to see how it works, and it works really well with the Cloudflare. Then the other good thing about EmDash CMS is that it's super fast on the front end because it's built with React. Now, a lot of developers are saying that Webflow was released and Framer was released, but they were not able to take down the share of WordPress. The reason is that because Webflow and Framer are not open source, but EmDash is an open source. The code of EmDash is available on GitHub. Everyone can look at it and everyone can contribute, add in features, and that's what is WordPress. So WordPress is basically built with its plugin ecosystem. So if you take out plugins from the WordPress is nothing. There are some basic features which are missing in the WordPress. So in EmDash CMS, you can see they have redirect feature. So this redirect feature has not been added by WordPress since like many years. And there are multiple plugins for that. Again, there's a plugin for every single thing. Every small thing you need to add in the WordPress, you need a plugin. By itself, WordPress is nothing. So if you try to build a good looking website with WordPress, you won't be able to do that without plugin. So you just take out Elementor and you just take out DV and all of these builder plugins, then WordPress is nothing, literally nothing. And you add these plugins to EmDash, then imagine what's going to happen. So that's what I think that's going to happen with WordPress. So that is the locally hosted version of EmDash, which I'm running. I was able to add in a few commands and install that. And that's the WordPress playground. You can see the dashboard is quite similar. So that's EmDash. And here we have pages, post, media, similar to WordPress, post, media, pages. So quite similar to WordPress. And I think it may kill WordPress if they keep adding the features which community is requesting. So I personally added a request feature in the GitHub repository of EmDash to add in rich snippet feature, the structured data feature, which is really important for SEO. Again, if you need to add in some basic stuff of like, let's say you want to add meta title, meta description to pages of WordPress, you don't get to see that field. So I'm on all pages, and if I click on sample page in the WordPress, that's the title and that's the description. But other than that, there's nothing in the dashboard, right? If you want to add in meta title, meta description, you will need to add in Yoast SEO plugin. But if I go to EmDash CMS dashboard, and if I go to pages, so that's a sample page by the name of about, there are SEO settings available. I think it's in post, not in the pages. So I'm going to go to posts and click on any of the posts. And you can see that we have SEO title, meta description, canonical URL. These features should be built into WordPress as well, but WordPress don't have it. So if I go back again and go to post, you see there is no setting available for adding the meta title and meta description. So WordPress could have done a lot, but haven't done for whatever reason. I don't know what's the reason. If Matt probably seeing my video, please add in feature in by core within the core of WordPress. So we don't have to add in plugin for every single thing. So adding basic meta title, meta description, adding redirects, all of the basic stuff should be within WordPress by now, not to add in the additional plugin. It may hurt plugin developer, but they might focus on something which is more valuable than adding simple meta title, meta description. Now I'm going to compare the dashboard of EmDash CMS and the WordPress side by side without any plugins and show you guys what are the features which as the beta version, as the really first version of EmDash is offering, but WordPress is not offering. Let me know in the comments below if you also think that WordPress should have added a lot more features on the core of the WordPress and not just needing to add additional plugins. So let's dive into my screen. And so that's the dashboard. I've already shown you guys in the video, and that's the WordPress of dashboard. Pretty similar. Obviously, Cloudflare has said that it's a successor to WordPress, and I'm hoping that it will be, because some of the issues which will be solved is security, speed, and reliability, which is really a big problem due to the plugin community. There are a lot of plugin developers and they try to inject in a lot of stuff which they should not be adding. I hope that it gets solved. And that's the dashboard. So they have these notification, and if I go to the dashboard of EmDash, that's how the dashboard of EmDash looks like. I'm currently running the locally hosted version. So if you want me to show you guys how to add this locally on your laptop and how you can host it into the Cloudflare, let me know in the comments below. I'll create a separate tutorial for that. There are few commands which you will need to add, and it's very simple to host within Cloudflare. And they are also working on the import plugin. I'll get to that in the later video. So let's take a look at the pages. Again, similar to WordPress. If I go to pages in WordPress, you can see they have similar layout. Here we have add page button. So if I click on add page, we have title, description, and some stuff here like publish immediately. If you want to change the slug of it, if you want to change the author, if you want to enable the discussion, if you want to enable it to receive comments and parents, stuff like that. And if I go to EmDash and then click on add new, here we have some of the fields where we can add page title, page description, and we have the option to change the slug. And there are some stuff which is missing. So the SEO stuff is within the post type settings. So if I go to content types in EmDash, they have it here. So you can see if I click on this edit, one more thing I found out, that they have the option to create custom post type. WordPress does not have that. In order to create custom post type in WordPress, you will need to add one more plugin, which is ACF plugin. So another plugin you need to create custom post type, but with EmDash, I think you can create easily. So if I add in, let's say, themes, we can do that really easily. So I want revision on that, preview, search, SEO, I want all of that features, and I'm simply gonna click on create content type, and here you can see that we have teams showing up. And if I click on add new, I can create a new team member. Okay, where can I add the title? First team. Save. Okay, I think there's something which is not right. I'm unable to add title and description for that post type. Let's go back to the post type to see if there was an option which I missed. Enable comments. Okay, we have enable comments here. Add field. Okay, so we will need to add in field here, short text. If I go to the pages, let's see how it's okay. It's title, content, that's why it's not showing up. So again, EmDash is pretty new and I'm not really familiar with it. I'm just playing around with you guys in this video and seeing how it will work, but I'm really keen to see it growing because personally, I'm really skeptical about the issues related to security. A lot of my clients face the security issues that get malware again and again. Again, you will need to add an additional plugin to remove the malware. They don't provide any support for it, and there are a lot of issues. So let's add in some field in Teams. I'm going to click on add field and add in short text. Let's take it title. Field should be required. No minimum length and maximum length requirement. That's title. And I'm going to add long text for description. Field should be required. It should be unique and it should be searchable. Okay, let's remove the unique thing. Click on add field and no option to save changes. Let's see if I am seeing those fields. So if I delete this one now and click on add new, you can see I have now title and description. Nice. First team member. First team member. Click on save and here we go. We have our first team member added in a custom post type created within a second. And if I go to WordPress Playground, I just have pages in post, and if I want to create custom post type, I'll need to click on add plugin and I'll need to add an ACF plugin, which is advanced custom field plugin, to create a new custom post type, or I'll have to add some PHP code from the documentation, and a lot of stuff is required in order to do this task, which is available in EmDash. Nice. Okay, post is same as the page, I think. If I go to WordPress Playground, post, that's same. Add post. We have categories, we have tags. I don't think we have categories and tags right now. So if I open up any of the post, we have slug, which is the part of the URL. Okay, we do have categories and we do have tags. Okay, so this is within the taxonomies. Nice. Yeah. Looks pretty much similar to WordPress. If I click on view site here, which is similar to preview here, and where do we have preview now? Okay, I'm creating the new one. I'm gonna go to edit the post, and here we have the preview button here. So that's how the WordPress preview works. Let's go back to the dashboard, and here we have the media. Let's go to the media of EmDash. So that's the media. Upload to library. Yeah, it's working quite similar to WordPress. And here we have comments. We have the option to approve, spam, trash, similar to WordPress. If I go to comments, we have all pending, approved, spam, trash. And if I go to menus, here we have the option to create multiple menus. Secondary navigation, let's try creating one. Click on create, and here we have our menu created. Just testing it with the hash link to see how it's gonna work. Add. Okay, I'm just gonna add some dummy URL. Okay, menu added. No need to click on save button. It's automatically added. Again, some good things. And if I want to add in this menu, I'm not sure how to do that yet, but I am going to create more tutorials of EmDash on this YouTube channel because I personally feel that it is going to be really helpful. As it's open source, we can host it anywhere we want. Currently, if you want to host it in a Cloudflare, you can just do it with one click of a button. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to create that video as well. I'm gonna create that video for you guys if I get enough comments and likes about that topic. Okay, we went through menus. We created a menu. Here we have the redirect option. There is no redirect option in WordPress. Due to what? We need to add another plugin. So keep on adding plugin, keep on bloating the WordPress dashboard, and then you're gonna get malware, and then you need to install and add in another plugin to remove the malware. So that's how WordPress works. Let's see if the redirect thing is working in EmDash. So I'm gonna click on new redirect and try to redirect this about page URL to, let's say, posts. Let's try that if it works, because there are some bugs in EmDash as well. It's just the very first version of EmDash. It's very new. Okay, click on enable post invalid request data. Why it is an invalid request data? Let's add in temporary. Still invalid request data. So this feature is not working. I'm gonna create an issue in GitHub repository for EmDash to see if they fix that. Let's try redirecting this one. Okay, that one works. I think there was an issue with the URL or something. Not sure what's the problem. So if I click on refresh now, you can see it's now redirecting. So if I click on notes on simplicity, it's just that redirecting to posts, right? So redirects are working, and that's the layout of single post. And I think speed of it is also really well. And here we have this edit button. That's a good thing. So if I toggle this on, okay, it takes directly to the back end of this post. That's nice. So if I click on menu, nope, it doesn't work on menu, but it does work on single post. Does it work on pages as well? Yep, it does work on pages as well. So if you have this toggled on, you can simply click on the front end and go to the back end of EmDash. Nice. And we have back end on this URL /emdash/admin. Okay, we saw the comments, we saw the menu, we saw the redirects, and here we have widgets, which is quite similar to appearance widgets in WordPress, right? Where we can basically add widgets and display those widgets in the front end or in the blog page or wherever you want to show. So that's the footer about. So if I open the site, what do we have in our footer? So that is our footer. We have this. Can we change that in footer? I don't think so. Let's try adding a content block to see how it works. Testing content block. Click on save. Hit refresh. Nope, it's not showing up in the footer. Oh, here it is. Testing content block. So that's how it shows up. So that's the footer part, which is showing up in the widget. Where else do we have stuff? About content block. That's the sidebar of the widgets area displayed on single post page. Okay, that one is showing up on single post page. And here we have sections, about the order, news late sign up. Here we have categories. We can create more categories for post. Here we have tags. Here we have bylines. I don't know what byline means, but gonna explore that much. And here we have user, where we can add multiple users as well. So click on invite user and simply give them roles, just like WordPress have users and all users, right? We can add more user by clicking on add user. And let's go back. We saw the user. Here we have plugins, which is currently not working. So the marketplace, if I go to the marketplace, I don't see there are much plugins in EmDash, obviously because it's released few days ago and there are no plugins available. EmDash Forms, there is this plugin, but I tried playing around with this plugin, but it was not working. I'm not sure how to basically embed the forms using the EmDash Forms. But again, EmDash Forms is a plugin created within the EmDash ecosystem. For WordPress, you will need to add in external plugin, additional plugin. Everything you need to do in WordPress, you will need an additional plugin. I'm not cursing the plugin developers. They saw an opportunity. WordPress was being adopted really fast and they created plugins, and there is a huge ecosystem working behind the scene of WordPress. But there are something which they should have added within the core, because WordPress is earning a lot with their hosting and all of that kind of stuff. They should have updated the WordPress core. That's my take. I'm not sure what you guys think about it, but that's what I think. Here we have themes, and currently they don't have any themes. Obviously they'll add some because it's been released a few days back, and that's the cool thing. So import. Now you can just add in your WordPress URL and import it within the EmDash. So if they add in this feature and solve some of the core issues like security and speed, which WordPress has, I think EmDash is going to explode. And that's what I think personally. I don't know about you guys. Again, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Here we have settings. Again, all of these basic settings which we also have in WordPress. If I go to settings and click on general, site title, tagline, site icon, all that kind of settings which we have within EmDash as well. So a lot of cool things EmDash CMS added, which is by Cloudflare, and it's unimaginable before AI era. So as per the Cloudflare article, they have done it within few days. So they rebuilt the Next.js within 1 week, and they built this EmDash CMS within few days using the AI agents, using the AI coding agents. Building software has drastically decreased. The cost of building software has drastically decreased. That's 100% true, because you can just buy $20 or $100 monthly subscription of all these new AI coding agents, and you can code a lot faster as compared to the previous coding methods where you manually had to code. Now you can code really fast, and no one really knows what's going to happen in future. But I personally think that EmDash is going to really override the WordPress or overcome the WordPress if WordPress doesn't change quickly enough in this AI era. And if you guys does not adopt in this AI era quickly enough, you guys also be obsoleted. That's what I think. That's what I've been doing with this YouTube channel, learning new things, learning things about AI, learning things about AI coding agents and all of this new things, because if you do not change, time will change. That's it for this video, guys. Until next video, have a great day.